He is our race winner from last week, I believe. Um, so top of the standings, I believe it is him and Jaron Haslam. Driving that blue number 15. Road America is just one of those awesome tracks. Very high speed. It's so much fun to drive it. Lots of elevation changes. Again, that high speed mixed with some of this corner right here is a perfect medium speed corner. Again, at the end of this straight, I believe it's Canada corner. Great medium speed corner. Really vital for making up a couple tenths. And again, this is these long straights are some of the greatest overtaking places on the track here. He comes down, getting a little heat in these tires before he starts this main lap. Oh, glitching out slightly. Let's take a look at our track before we totally take off here. It's heating up a little bit out there. And here he comes across the finish line, start his first time lap. Here we're riding on board with Kent Kruger. He wants to get a great exit from that final turn. It's a tricky one. You want to get on that throttle early, but it's such a funny one that it can easily just send you into the grass out there, and you end up having to bleed off more speed than you like. Looks like his tires aren't quite up to snuff, but intelligent racer, he's going to put in this lap and then push a little bit more next lap, surely. A little bit further back, we got Tommy Regan here, almost going off track, a little out of shape. With these big heavy cars here, it's really a lot of it's just throwing it into the corner, it feels, and turning it with that skinny pedal on the right, which is definitely a fixture of a couple of the cars that we run here in Apex. But the big caddy is known for that weight. Once had a Cadillac. It's a '74 Eldorado. It had 8.2 liter engine, 501 cubic inch engine. It was a beast. I loved it, but heavens was it heavy. Holy heck. Here we're with Tommy as he completes his first flyer. Randy Mathis there on provisional pole. Oh, and then in the 208s here, we have Jaron Haslam, not surprised. I believe he is your points leader at the moment. And then there's Corey Mitchell, also dropping into the 208s, a tenth behind Jaron. This is a very tricky corner, especially when you're racing wheel to wheel with somebody. To brake late there, you're coming downhill, and and it's a little bit tighter than you always think it is. And it's really important to make sure you don't go steaming into that runoff area on the far side. Here's another great elevation change. Oh, Corey getting a little out of shape and an off track. How disappointing. He will have to settle for second place. Behind him is Michael Kaluga, then Shane Hunter. There's not a lot between the top 7 runners here. A 2:08.8 to a 2:09.5. A difference of 0.7 exactly. Oh, Randy just going a little touch faster. 3/100ths faster than his first lap, I believe. Oh, and there's Tommy Regan putting in a decent lap and getting himself right up to the third place there. Get on that second row. Maybe Tommy has another lap to run here. Maybe he's just putting in a little extra practice. Well, looks like he's pushing it hard. He may have another. Let's see if he can challenge Corey. He's only about a 10th off his qualifying time there. There's a good number of runners that have not set laps yet. In particular, your GT1 and the other class later on this week. Andy Scheel is not out there. Rona Justice, Braden Ashworth is not out there. Troy Banks is not out there. But we do have John Miller. He's setting a hot lap now. Oh, getting a little wide there. As Miller comes out of this turn, trying to get a great exit. It's always so tempting to get on the gas sooner than you can. You bleed off a little bit for this kink here. And then sure enough, right on down the straight. I like the way that John is driving this car. He looks like one of those guys that steers it with the loud pedal. He gets it just right on the edge of traction there. Really well done. Here's Bjorn Benches. Almost loses it in the turn 1 there. Manages to keep hold of it and doesn't lose too much time as a result either. But that looks like the end of qualifying there. Maybe he only got to set the 1 lap. Looks like it. But I bet he was pretty happy to get that in. While he could. Looks like maybe had 10-15 seconds over the line. Let's take a look at that grid. All right. Up top, we have Jaron Haslam will be your pole sitter this evening, followed by Corey Mitchell on the front row. Tommy Regan, Michael Kaluga. Then we have Shane Hunter in fifth, and Eric Kaluga in seventh place there, followed by John Miller, Randy Mathis, and Paul Lindsay rounds out the top 10. Further down the line, we have Andrew Rasmussen, Steven Martinez, Vincent Wood, Ismail Sierra. I'm sorry that the rest of these names are not being displayed at the moment. I'll have to figure that out to make sure that we get everybody up there. But let me keep going. In 14th, Ismail Sierra. 15th, Jordan Johnson. Behind him is Kent Kruger, followed by Jeremy Lapinus. Bjorn Benches in 18th position. William Alcala. Jason Lobaka is in 20th. Aiden Shield did not set a time. Braden Ashworth and Troy Banks set some qualifying times, but I'm not sure that they were clean laps. Rona Justice is in 24th. Did not set a time. So here we are, guys, ready to go for 30 minutes of racing after a long outlap behind the pace car here. Take another look at the track at the moment. Everybody's staying pretty tight. No, very little heating of the tires at all. Everybody's trying to save their tires as much as possible in this giant beast for this 30-minute race. I suspect towards the last 5 minutes there, we'll have maybe a couple slip-ups, a couple off-tracks, and a couple positions lost. So there are your two drivers at the top of the table. You got Corey Mitchell in the red and Jaron Haslam in the blue here. Neck and neck in the standings for this season. And they will take the front row. Here they come down this long straight here. Another great passing opportunity. Again, it looks like very little scrubbing. It looks like everyone's going to have some pretty cold tires coming out of here, but we shall see what happens at T1. Luckily, turn 1 here is pretty forgiving as far as the first turn goes. All right, green flag racing. Jaron gets us underway. All right, here we go, folks. Down turn 1 here. Make sure everybody gets through cleanly. Looking pretty good. Well done, guys. Oh, there's Jaron blinking a little bit towards the front. Your front 3, as they were. Looks like everyone's getting through really nicely. Well done, everyone. There is a long line of Cadillac blasting a hole through the air. Oh, it's a little iffy on those cold brakes. Cold tires, the first real things to do with these cars. Corey's under a little bit of pressure there from Tommy. Hasn't quite let him go. Just back there, looks like John Miller hopping right ahead. But further down the line, as they breathe off their loud pedal, right on that kink, might have a little passing opportunity here with Paul. I think he's battling Eric Caligo. Ooh. It looks like he got him, sure enough. Now Eric's got whole red mirror full of Randy there. Just great racing. Back up towards the top. Jaron started to pull out just a little bit, slightly. Front 3 or 4 pretty evenly spaced coming over there. I think you might start to see a pack of these front 5 start to pull away. Maybe Shane Hunter there. Oh, Shane Hunter going right down the order. Oh, what happened there, fellas? Oh, just getting a little booted by Paul, I believe. Yep. That's too bad. Back with your leaders here. Jaron having a few connection problems there. I'm sorry about that, folks. It looks like our timing has gotten a little bit wacky. Bear with us as we figure this one out. Not exactly certain why it's showing William Alcala and Bjorn Benches at the front, but a lap down at the same time. Bear with me, folks. I don't know quite what in the heavens is going on with our timing software there. All right, it seemed to have been resolved here. Here we are. That battle for second is really starting to heat up as Corey's got a big white Cadillac in his mirror there. It's a great battle for second heating up. Hopefully Tommy can stay with him around this big long right-hander and get a good jump. Your foot wants to go down quickly, but you just gotta resist until you really know that you've got the full run out of that corner, because you don't want to be lifting, installing your acceleration. Here he comes down the straight, getting a great slip. Here's Steven Martinez going after Jordan Johnson here. Thinks better of it after going door to door with him. Down a very scary sector. A little bit further back down the field, we got Troy Banks hassling Bjorn Benches. And William Alcala just ahead of them. Down the pit straight here. Ooh. On board with Randy Mathis all over Eric's rear bumper. Gets a really a nice exit, but a better exit than Eric. Maybe you can make something happen before they go down to this little tight turn. Like I said, you don't want to overbreak yourself here. It's really very easy to go in there with too much speed, especially with these big old Cadillacs. And just behind him is Andrew Rasmussen. Nice little pack developing here. Just awesome, guys. Just great racing there all around. Just behind them, you have Vincent Wood. He's got Ismael Sierra right behind him. Ooh, but I wonder if Randy's gonna try something here. Looks like Bjorn has made his way past William. Now Troy is hunting him down. If he can get a good final turn here, he might be able to have him on this front straight. Back up at the top, Jaron still has that lead. It's as you were, except John Miller has made his way up into fourth place. Well done. Really pushed and shoved his way through. Here's Randy still going after Eric on this second, or really the first straight of the lap here, coming downhill into this tight left-hander. Uses all the track. There's a nice squirrely little bump on the right side. It's a little dip in the track there. and really throw your car around. And this part of the track is just about not murdering your tires. A little further back we have Ismail Sierra putting Vincent Wood still under all sorts of pressure. A little further back we got a whole gaggle of cars fighting for places. That's Shane Hunter in the red car there. He's got Paul Lindsay for company. Perhaps that was a lap car possibly of Jason Lubaka getting out of the way for him there. You know, I believe that might have been Braden Ashworth. Randy still harassing him. He's taking a little different line than him, just giving his heart a little skip there. What's fun about being that the chasing car in that situation is you know, just going offline, getting in different mirrors, right or left, making the person think, and then having them go to the offline. Ooh. Well done. Oh! And he overcooks it and goes off and loses a handful of places. Oh, upsetting. It looked like Vincent Wood also maybe had an off there. But like I was saying, you can force the leader into an awkward line, and then you get moved back to the regular racing line and get a great exit from the corner and make your move. A little further down the field here, that's Shane Hunter there in the red on the inside getting it done. Putting a car in between him and Paul Lindsay there, who was hassling him. That's Bjorn Benches in the middle. Here they come down this straight. We shall see what happens. Let's go on board with Paul here. He's just gotten past Bjorn. Oh, on board with Bjorn here. He makes a touch with him. Oh, so unfortunate. I think he was upset about losing that position and back up at the top. Why it is not showing us, I'm not so certain. But John Miller has really closed that gap up to those podium places. I forget his starting position, but it certainly was not fourth. I believe that was Michael up there. I think he might have started in 6th place. And Corey is a good couple seconds ahead of them now. Oh, very close, fellas. Great racing. John doesn't give up, though. He makes the most of it. Oh! I think Steven Martinez was just sent to the fences. Let's take that back just a touch and see what happens here. Steven on the inside. I think they were just probably locking him up and unable to control themselves. Back here at the front, Jaron has developed a 2.5 second lead over Corey Mitchell. as we approach the halfway point in this race. There's John Miller, has gotten by Tommy by a bit. He's pulled out a little bit of a gap too, for good measure. Good job, John, and welcome to the podium places. Ismail Sierra being chased by Randy Mathis there. They sort of have similar paints on this evening. Slightly different. I don't know if they're on the same team or they just sliced up that stock paint job a little bit and ended with similar results. Now it looks like at this point in the race, everybody's split out a little bit. Looks like there's about a second or so between most people here. Let's pull up the interval. That's what I've been looking for. Fantastic. Ooh. Randy getting awfully close there. Down the first real straight here, taking a different line than Ismail. Ismail, this is what I'm talking about, having to defend that inner line and getting not a great exit. Is definitely the best battle on track at the moment. Ismail, see, taking that inside line a little bit there. Perhaps Randy not making the most of it. Looks like John Miller fell back just slightly there, and Tommy's in his rearview mirror again. Here's the battle for third. Further back, Randy is still right on his bumper. Only a third of a second separates them. Longest straight on the track here to make anything happen. John getting a little out of shape there, keeps it on track. He is really pushing that thing on the edge of traction. I think he enjoys this car a lot. Yep, they're still squawking. All right, folks. Take a look down our standings here. Still your race leader and pole sitter, Jaron Haslam here. Not really giving it up at all. He's pulled up full 3 seconds. Again, followed by Corey Mitchell. That battle for third is still raging between John Miller and Tommy Regan. In fifth place, Eric Kaliga, followed by his brother Eric. Andrew Rasmussen is just behind him, followed by Jordan Johnson there. He's followed by Randy Mathis, and who has gotten by Ismail Sierra, I guess, on that last section there. We have Vincent Wood here. He's getting a little bit closer to them. Kent Kruger still in the mix. Very steady racer. And we got Shane Hunter, Paul Lindsay, William Alcala, Braden Ashworth, Bjorn Benches, Steven Martinez, and Troy Banks, I believe, retired from this race. Let's go back up to that battle for third. It's always getting a little bit closer. See if Andrew Rasmussen can make a move down here. No, not this time. But it does look like Jordan Johnson is starting to catch them a little bit. Oh, getting a little out of shape there. Andrew smells a little blood here. Ooh, and he gets the move done. Well done, Andrew. Johnson is right behind him there, waiting for the scraps. He knows he can make something happen. Eric is a little bit off his game from it. Great exit through this section from Jordan here. Goes down the inside of Canada corner. Does he make it stick? Oh, just barely. Whipping this car around. Fantastic racing there. Good move, Jordan. All right, folks, we have dipped into the final, let's see, 8 minutes now of this race. And it doesn't look like this battle for third is going anywhere. They are right there with each other. And to be all honest, I don't know what's going on, but it seems like Corey has started to lift up a little bit of time there, bringing him into the picture. It's been a minute since we were able to see the front three in the same camera shot, but we just did there. Jaron Haslam heading uphill there in first place, followed by Corey Mitchell. And John Miller still has moved himself up there. He's moved 5 places up, I believe. Wow. Oh no. Perhaps he started 5th. A little bit further back here, it's that same group of drivers in Rasmussen, Johnson, and Kaluga. Johnson, feeling confident in this section, feels he can make something happen. Getting a little out of shape there, manages to save it and stay just ahead of Jordan there. Only 3/10 separate them. Let's see if Jordan can't make something happen on this straight here. Sure enough, gets just a killer exit there, and Andrew just can watch him go on by. Behind them, Eric's watching the whole thing go down. Seems like whether it's braking or accelerating, that rear end wants to do anything for you but act right. I think the tune is very important on this car, especially with this track. Oh, Andrew wants it back. That has a little look down the inside. Try to put Jordan under some pressure. Jordan is not phased. Stays with it. Oh, Andrew trying on the inside there. Thinks better. But oh. Knew the balance of that car was going to flop over on him. A little bit further back, we're on board with Braden Ashworth here. He's hounding William Wonkala right ahead of him there. Here's Kent Kruger, who's got Paul Lindsay right behind him. And excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, but looks like this battle for second place is now heating up with Corey Mitchell in the lead here. These guys are pulling up to him. There's your front four cars in the same shot there. Great racing. But he gets a pretty good run out of the final corner. Tries to break that slipstream. Corey to the inside, to the outside. To the inside again. John never fully commits though. He's getting closer. Just further back, Paul Lindsay's trying to make this move on Kent Kruger ahead of him. He's getting so close now, he's only a quarter second behind. Oh, he's coming now. Yeah, he's coming. And as I had anticipated, Kent lets him go. Very smart racer. Knows any contact at all would definitely slow him up more than anything. He finishes a lot of races. Very consistent. All right, here's that battle for second we were just at. Little downhill braking zone. That rear end does not like that. Coming around this big right-hander here. Oh, it looked like Jordan Johnson just lost that place back to Eric Caligula. And I do apologize, brothers. I want to find out how to pronounce your last name correctly. I have about 4 different pronunciations so far this evening. I don't think he's anywhere near close enough to make a look this lap. Ooh, major understeer there from Eric. So what I was talking about, there you go, throw it in, and then if you want to turn that car, you use that skinny pedal, baby. Oh, these tires are getting angry. Oh, this may be our final lap here, ladies and gentlemen. We're coming around turn number 1 with Corey Mitchell here in second place. Just behind him, he's got John Miller still for company. Tommy Regan has dropped off just slightly. We're at 28 minutes 40 seconds out of full 30. I believe when we come around this next time, it will be checkered flag for us, folks. Trying to get a little bit of a run on William there into turn 1. bit further ahead. These three still raging on. Actually, speaking of which, John Miller is starting to actually get up there with Corey here. I think he's giving it all he's got, but everyone's tires, I think, are just frustrated with them at the end of this race, pushing it so hard. Very sensible, though. I think he's happy with that third place and getting on that podium. He doesn't want to overdo it. Got all dressed up. Let's take your picture, John. Well done. Let's check in with our leader here as he comes up to the line here. Yes, the checkered flag is out. Still, this battle a little bit further back rages on. Jordan really pushing it, trying to get a good run out of there as he comes across the line, and he snags 8th place. Kent Kruger trying so hard to hold off Randy Mathis in the final stretch here, battling for 11th. Is he going to get it? Ooh, no, Kent Kruger holds him off just at the end. Well done, Mr. Kruger. All right, folks. Here we are with your race winner, Jaron Haslam. Coming around track to get those podium pictures taken. Let's take a quick look at our results here. Maybe waiting for a few people to finish before they pull them up. I apologize, folks. I'm unable to pull up that final results for you here, but I will read them off nonetheless. Your pole sitter and the race winner there, Jaron Haslam, followed by Corey Mitchell as they were on the front row. John Miller, great race, get up on the podium. Tommy Regan drops down from 3rd to 4th place. Michael Kaliga in 5th, Andrew Rasmussen in 6th, followed by Eric Kaliga, Jordan Johnson, Ismail Sierra, and Vincent Wood round out the top 10. Then we have Kent Kruger just holding off Randy Mathis. Braden Ashworth, William Oncala. In 15th place, we have Bjorn Benches, followed by Shane Hunter, just ahead of Steven Martinez, Paul Lindsay, Jason Lobaka, Troy Banks, Jeremy Lepinis, and Andy Scheel and Rona Justice did not start the race. Here we are, folks, having a little bit of fun at the end. Slight bit of bumper cars. All right, folks, we very much appreciate y'all coming out and enjoying this time with us here today.